Oh, Erin, no, 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 not at all. Don't get discouraged at all. I mean, you're right on level with the rest of the class. I think that you've just been looking at your ad too long and maybe getting a little frustrated. I've got a couple of recommendations that I think are going to refresh your view of your own work. It's actually a great start. It really is. And let's address your writing at first. So, something that's decent. I feel I haven't quite a specific target audience, and I agree, you haven't. I've got some suggestions that'll really nail this home. So, hang on one sec for that. I'll get to that in 1 second. It feels too general, and I agree with that. I really love the way they put it. I mean, I wanted to create a represent peaceful exploring. I think we need more snorkel centric, but someone that knows nothing about snorkeling, I'm afraid to commit advertising so strongly about something I do not know. That makes sense. Background image is nice, but I don't think it quite conveys what I'm looking for here. This is my way. All right, yeah. Here's the thing, and I agree with what you're saying. I think, did I bring this? I thought I downloaded this. I'm going to go ahead and download this. Um, so we can take a look at it. This will just take one quick second here. So let's go ahead and get that. I think it's open right now. So let's go ahead. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and get that open and let's take a look. Okay, so just want to get that in the window. Okay, now, as you say, I think the reason that you're feeling that it's a little disconnected is because it actually is. And the reason is this. You have an image of a snorkel and you have a subhead that says, don't forget your snorkel. However, there's nothing in the paragraph, the writing, that says anything about a snorkel or a promotion having to do with a snorkel. All it says is 7 nights for the price of 4. Don't forget your snorkeling. That's all we have to say about the snorkel. So it seems like if the snorkel is the masked image that's added to the image, the mass portion that's added to the image, that it would have to do with either the promotion or it would have to do with the promotion, right? So we can make that change here relatively quickly. And also, I think that one of the things that is happening with the ad is the banner ad, I'm sorry, the magazine ad itself is really out of balance. And the reason being is you've got this big, heavy visual weight associated with this big rock at the left-hand side of the composition. Then you also have the added additional visual weight of the logo. What that's doing, if you take a fulcrum and put it right in the middle of the ad, and it's this easy to check balance in a composition, put the fulcrum right in the middle of the ad, right? And as a teeter-totter, it's going to tip this way, right? Because it's too visually heavy on this side. Got some recommendations therein. Let's go ahead and take a look. Another thing is that the headline is presented in this box, and I don't recommend doing that. I think we'll create much more visual harmony, a greater degree of visual harmony by incorporating the type right into the background. As we see that time and time again in these wonderful examples in the course announcements area. So be sure to go out and review those. So we want to remove that purple from the background. Then what we want to do is we want to redistribute some of the weight to the right side of the compositions. What we'll do is we'll take this 7 nights for the price of 4. Don't forget your snorkel. Right align that. You don't need exclamation points. You don't at all. I mean, it's a headline and a subhead, so the emphasis is going to be there by default based strictly on scale, the size of these elements. So let's remove the exclamation points. So we have 7 nights for the price of 4. Don't forget your snorkel. We can move that down a little bit in the composition, and I would like to see that right aligned. And the reason I think we're going to right align that, the reason we'll right align that is because we're going to counter some of the visual weight on the left-hand side. So we get the headline, the subhead right aligned. Remove the purple box from the background, and that would be configured something. I think it's a little too high in the composition, so let's take right about something like that for the headline subhead. Body copy, you've got 2 paragraphs, but neither of them are associated. What I would recommend doing is you've got 7 nights for the price of 4. Don't forget your snorkel. In this, I would say when you something about book your 7-night stay at the discounted rate and receive free snorkeling lessons. That's going to bring the whole thing together. It's going to define a target. It's going to give the ad a little bit more meaning in depth, and it's going to create a connection between the headline, the subhead, the body copy, and the image, thereby increasing the harmony based in a piece. It's also going to increase the informational and typographic hierarchy. At that point, what I would recommend doing is selecting a logo that has a little bit less visual weight and a little more color. I think this is your answer right here, this logo right here. What we'll do is we'll take that logo, and it's going to really lighten up this area because this is a transparent logo and this has got a big heavy box on it. So we'll take this logo, and what we're going to do is we're going to place it on the right hand side of the composition right here. Okay, then what I would do is I would go ahead and let's get this out of center position, because I think right now it's just creating it's grabbing too much attention. It's wanting too much attention placed dead center. So we'll move that right down here and place it right in front of the surf. Now that leaves the contact information. So what you need to do is include the entire contact information, and that's this information right here from the style guide. And I think an excellent choice at this point is to see how you've got your information right there spanning the bottom of the ad. Go ahead and compile your contact information right there. Try those changes, and I know I just threw a lot at you, so it might entail having to watch this video 2 or 3 times. But the body copy also combined these into one paragraph, and then you can set your paragraph as such. Okay, so like I said, I know I just threw a lot at you, so you might have to look at this video 2 or 3 times. But let's get those changes in place. Those are my recommendations. If you think you have other ideas that might be more effective, please feel free to go ahead and add those. Now, the good news is you're showing excellent technical proficiency. Everything here is done. Great masking, good, darn good image adjustments on the background image, and good placement of type, good placement of the logo. So you're showing outstanding technical proficiency. All we need now to do is just kind of clean up the page mechanics, and we're in business. I'd like to see these changes made and go ahead and resubmit so I can make some comments and make sure that we're headed in the right direction. And the reason I say that's important because we'll start work on the banner ad next week. Quickly here, and the magazine ad should be complete before starting the banner ad, since the banner ad is based on the magazine ad. That makes sense, right? If you don't elect, you're not required to resubmit here. So if you elect not to, I'd like to see these changes reflected in your final magazine ad coming up due in the next couple of weeks here. But like I said, I would prefer if you were to resubmit this after you make those recommended changes, just so we can check to ensure we're headed in the right direction. Okay, wow, I just threw a lot at you in a very short period of time, so I'm out of breath. All right, so anyways, as I said, don't be so hard on yourself, Erin. It's a wonderful start. You're showing outstanding technical proficiency. So step back and give yourself a little bit of a break and understand your work is on par with the rest of the class. So there's nothing here that you're lacking in whatsoever. Any questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, or anything else, please let me know. I'll be glad to address anything that you need. All right, great, thank you.